Clear prop. Left, one ahead, one right. A lot of pilots fly to the same few destinations over and over again, which means usually they know the route, time, and fuel by memory. And with modern technology, it's so easy to follow the magenta line on your GPS or even just on your iPad. But I'm going to see if I can navigate to a new-to-me airport on a long cross-country using Pilotage and Dead Reckoning. This means using the wind forecast to calculate a heading that will take me from landmark to landmark that I'll see out the window along my route. It will also give me an idea of how long it will take and how much fuel I'll burn. But is this old school flying still valid? I'm about to find out how accurate it really is. My goal is to land within 15 minutes of my calculated time en route and within 3 gallons of my calculated fuel burn. Admittedly, I'm using modern technology to help me do all of this. While I'm still comfortable using the old whiz wheel, I'm using ForeFlight to build my NavLog. ForeFlight lets you create waypoints by entering a bearing and a distance from another known spot. For example, I'm taking off from the Capitol Drive Airport. If I want to intercept the Victor 191 airway as it passes by Hartford, I can enter the 337 radial 17 miles from Capitol, and it will enter that waypoint for me. If Garmin Pilot has a similar feature, let me know down in the comments section. Even though I'll have my iPad in the plane, I'm still going to try and fly my calculated headings rather than just flying to where ForeFlight says I'm supposed to go.
Time, we're doing a cross country and we're doing this old school today.
I took off from Capitol a little later than I had hoped, but the goal was to have the actual airborne time be accurate, not necessarily the time on the clock when I land.
With an actual NavLog. For takeoff time, I don't even know where I'm supposed to write this, so 8:40. We can start our timer.
By the way, a great way for an analog heart to still live in the digital world is to take the NavLog that ForeFlight generated, send it to your documents folder, and use it just like a paper log. Let's take off and see how accurate this NavLog really is.
Capitol Drive traffic, Cherokee 95402, taking off 27, climbing out in the pattern, Capitol Drive traffic. Alright, takeoff power set and achieved. We're touching 2300, airspeed's alive and climbing, gauges are all green. Wait for that nose to get light. There she is. There's the wheelie. And accelerate in ground effect. Okay, we're past VX. We're above the trees, showing a climb on both the VSI and the altimeter. Flaps 10. And accelerate.
Dodge County, Aeroprac 905, sharp right turning left base, runway 26, touch and go, Dodge County.
We're inside the railroad. Alright, wouldn't you know it, I'm going to be passing my first waypoint right as I level off. We're going to aviate first, then navigate. Because I got Hartford right off the way. Alright, we'll call that good there. Let's just check our timer so we kind of know.
Envoy 3849, contact Green Bay 119.4.
We'll call it 18 minutes when I crossed it. Well, 18:30 is probably a little more exact. Could have taken us 16.1, it took us 18.5. Took us 18 minutes there. We're 4 minutes past. Alright, we're intercepting our radio, so we're just gonna fly this and head on up. Turn the cameras off, relax a little bit, put on some music, and just chill. We'll be there in about 2 hours. Coming up to the Marion Lake. I don't know if that's the actual name, but we should be turning on about a 315 heading. We'll see how that goes. And what I'm learning is picking waypoints directly beneath the plane is probably not the best option for future NavLog usage because I can't see immediately.
122 Golf Tango, contact I'm going 34.6.
I can't see immediately beneath the plane. I should be finding things about 5 or 10 miles offset to the left or right. So, and the other interesting thing will be coming up is potentially deviating a little bit for these clouds ahead because we are VFR.
Visual flying is more than just calculating headings and distance and syncing it with landmarks en route. It's also about finding prominent features that can guide you to an unfamiliar airport.
Man, this visibility is miserable. I don't know if I'm buying 10 miles. Let's start looking for the airport. Let's see if we can find that railroad off to the left that leads directly to it. There's that little lake, and I think that's my railroad. Probably about 5 miles. I'm just barely now able to make out the lake. But I think I've got the field. Price County traffic, Cherokee 95402, entering the 45 to the left downwind 24, full stop, Price County traffic. Oh, let's not get a descent in yet. Wow, it's beautiful up here though. Price County traffic, Cherokee 402, final 24, full stop, Price County. Alright, we're on final. 24 is clear. I don't see anybody on taxiways. Fuel pumps on, mixtures right, so we're ready for a go around. Crosswind from the right. Little balloon. Oh, there's some tricky winds. The flag straight ahead is just straight down, but man, those were some tricky winds. Just sort of surprising and challenging, but man, what a beautiful approach. Can't wait to come here for the fly-in.
Although I had landed later in the day than I had planned, it still met my goal of landing within 15 minutes of my calculated flight time. But the more important question was if I was within 3 gallons of fuel that I had expected. When I landed, I calculated that I should have 14 gallons of fuel remaining.
Alright, parking brake is set. We've got one more thing to do. Let's look at our final numbers. 228. So 10 minutes longer than we thought. 1608. So we're a little late. And 228, so that's 20. We should have used about 20 minutes. That's maybe 3 gallons, so we should have about 14 remaining. And now the magic is, do we actually?
But when I got out of the plane and checked the tanks, I found that I actually had 19 gallons. Even though this was outside of the 3-gallon buffer I had set as a goal, I still considered it a win because I had more fuel remaining than expected. This was a great exercise to get back to the basics, and I'd encourage you to do the same. Build a NavLog, do the math, and navigate by what you see out the windows rather than what you see on a screen. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on the Badger Pilot.